everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today we are going to be making quick Chipotle pinto beans. Now if you've ever been to that restaurant, you have had this and it's absolutely delicious. So today's recipe is being brought to you by Skinnyish Dish, and I will place the link to this recipe below. So with that said, I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. It calls for 2 15-ounce cans of pinto beans partially drained, a 4-ounce can of mild green chilies, 1 chipotle pepper, and I had already used the chipotle peppers from another recipe, that's why they're open over there, 3 teaspoons of adobo sauce, that's going to come out of that can as well, 1 bay leaf, a teaspoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and some olive oil cooking spray. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cans open, get the beans partially drained, and I will go ahead and come back to you and we'll get started. Okay, we're going to start putting all of our ingredients into our pan. And you can see that I'm using one of my favorite pans from Starfrit, the Rock. I love this pan set. Probably the best one I've ever owned. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have 2 cans of the pinto beans, and I partially drained those. So I'm just going to pop those right in. It's can 1. Here's can 2. Now I'm sure that you could use any kind of bean. If you're not a pinto bean fan, I'm sure maybe you could use black beans, or I don't know, maybe a white navy bean. What are those called? Cannellini beans. So just a couple options for you if you're not a fan. It also calls for 1 4-ounce can of diced green chilies, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. It didn't say to drain them or anything, so I just put the whole thing in there. The next thing it calls for is 1 chipotle pepper, and I'm just using those chipotle peppers by San Marcos. So you can see that if you've never seen them before, they are just whole peppers. So I'm going to toss that in there. The next thing it says to grab 3 teaspoons of the juice from the can. So that's 1, 2, and 3. It says to add in 1 bay leaf. I always say it says, but it's like I'm telling myself to do it, but apparently Kim says 1 bay leaf. A teaspoon of kosher salt. So we're going to add that in. 1 teaspoon of cumin. And then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I guess we were supposed to spray the bottom of this pan. It's a good thing that I have a pan that doesn't stick, because I forgot all about that part. That's why we read the directions. So 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stir it, and then we're going to bring it to a boil, reduce it to medium-low heat, cover it, and cook 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove on. I'm going to give this a quick stir. All right, that was pretty simple. I like simple, easy recipes. So I'm going to go ahead and let that come to a boil, and then I will turn it down on low, and when it gets time for us to get done, I'll turn the camera back on and show you what we have. All right, that didn't take long to come to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and stir this one more time. You can see that bay leaf and that whole chipotle pepper in there. I think we're successfully at a boil, so I'm going to turn it down to a medium to low heat and pop the lid on. And I always use my friend Alexa, set timer 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
She makes my life so easy. Stay tuned, I'll be back with you. So just checking in really quick, there's about another minute left on our cook time. And I will tell you, I can smell the spice from this one. So I think the beans are going to be a little spicy. I'm sure the chipotle, the 3 teaspoons of chipotle sauce, along with that chipotle pepper in there, I'm going to expect a little bit of heat from this one. So like I said, I just want to check in real quick and just tell you what I'm experiencing on my end, so you know what to expect when you duplicate this recipe. All right, we're going to let this finish and then I'll come back. Okay, our time's up. I'm going to turn this pot off. Pull the lid off and just give this one more quick little stir. Ooh, I think we got lucky. This did not stick at all. All right, so the first thing I have to do is I have to fish out that chipotle pepper. I'm just gonna set that right on the plate. And then I have to find that bay leaf. I don't know how it gets hidden so easily. Now when you're trying to find your bay leaf, do you always wonder, maybe, you know, you start to think, well, did I actually put one in there? And I did, I just found it, but you kind of question yourself. All right, so we pulled out the bay leaf and we pulled out the pepper. So if we were gonna eat this right now, we would just let this cool down a little bit and then we would serve it. So this dish is done. Now, if you watched my video from yesterday, you'll see that this is part of a 3 recipe series. So I'm not sure if this is going to be recipe 2 or if it's going to be recipe 3, but I will put in the title whether it's 2 of 3 or 3 of 3. Okay, so I hope you liked today's video. And if you do, remember to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. And with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.